And now, music.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and...
There we go. Hello. Laliliun. Hello, welcome to our chat and welcome to the show. Lala, can I just ask a question? Were you the Spanish viewer that I got earlier in a Star Trek Online stream? Asked me. Oh, it's Jess.
Yes.
Right.
Hello,
Okay.
Jess.
Fuck that then. Good evening. Hello there. Welcome to the Flushing Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan. One of these guys is Eddie. One of these is Brian. I don't think they know themselves at the moment. So, answers on the postcard, please. As always, we ask at the start of the show, boys, how's your week been?
It's been okay. It's been busy at work, but no, I've had worse, I've had better. And I've discovered the perfect baseball cap, but I'll get to that later. That's all.
Actually, I'd like to trail the baseball cap without actually saying what it is. Because, quite frankly, it is a shame you shared that on Facebook, because that would have been a brilliant rug pull moment.
Yes.
Similar to Unworthy of the Diamond logo. That would have been...
Yeah.
You should have kept that under your hat.
Out of my hat.
I'm sorry, that was unintentional. Oh dear. Brian, how's your week been, love?
Better.
No
It's been
HP
much
problems?
better. No. I've been making alcoholic milkshakes. It's much better now.
Oh dear.
Everything is better.
Oh dear. Right, we've got people in chat. We've got Adam. We've got Jess. You've just heard Jess, which is nice. She does exist. Right, now, this is good stuff. We're going to be doing some unboxing. We're going to make a start now with this. I received this in the post. I've got a sneaky suspicion I know what it is because Brian and Eddie accidentally included me in the conversation. However, it arrived a couple of days ago, and I've been aching to get into it. But it's not wrapped as well as anything by Adam. So here we go. We're opening it up. Ooh, this looks plush. We has a scarf with a note upon it. Forwarded on, made by Jess, care of Brian. Ah,
It's handmade by
you.
Jess.
Ah, I can feel the hatred in every stitch. It's magnificent. Right, I'm wearing this for the rest of the show. Oh, look at that. That's subtle. That is subtle. I really like this.
That is
thank you
beautiful.
so much, Jess, and thank you, boys,
That
for
works
getting
for
it
you.
to me.
That is perfect.
That is lovely. Thank you so much.
And everything is frozen.
Now, okay, shouldn't be frozen. Your internet was playing up last night, I seem to remember.
Yeah, I blame Jess.
Of course, it's not the Season 18 scarf. I am not getting the Season 18 scarf out. It takes 3 people and 15 minutes to deploy. Right, now, this is a follow-up. The second unboxing, attempted unboxing, is a follow-up to a post I made on Facebook earlier this week, where I happened to mention that a cat had fallen asleep on a bar of chocolate. I had rescued said chocolate and put it into the fridge, but I wasn't hopeful.
Oh boy.
This is what I have just retrieved from the fridge. So we're going to unbox it.
Oh, the chocolate bar formerly known as Dairy Milk.
Oh,
this
I
is
haven't
not
seen
going to be
something like
good.
that made of chocolate since my friend worked at a lint factory.
Right. Oh, hang on. We might be all right. Because it was in the fridge, right? So we got the. I'll try and show that. This does not look good. I'm looking at what's on screen at the moment, and it really doesn't look good.
No,
Basically,
that does
because
not
it's
look
cold,
good.
it's not sticking to the actual wrapper. So this might be rescuable. There will be a report later on, either tonight or next week, as to the taste and the flavour. And to make sure it's a thorough report, I'll be eating the entire thing. All right. In related news, this isn't news, this next bit. This is Nostalgia Corner.
You know, when you first said the cat lay down on the chocolate, I
Yeah.
thought it was unwrapped and the cat was covered in
Oh,
chocolate.
no, that would have been terrible. No. No, trust me, once the chocolate's unwrapped, I am very careful about where it's put. Do we have Brig
Wrap
Lover
your
yet, I
hand
wonder?
mouth.
Yo, Brig Lover, where are you? Come on, say hello, dear, if you're in chat. Right, now, so this is show and tell, this next bit. Shut up, Adam. Cast your mind back to 2005 and all the Chris Eccleston merchandise. There were these things, these little TARDISes that you could buy. And if you wanted to, you could use them as a money box eventually. But inside was a tiny packet of marshmallow sweets. I have several of these. And we've lost Eddie again. Oh, there he is.
It's the aftershocks in Scotland.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, Jess wants to know if the length and width is good for you.
It's absolutely wonderful, thank you. And I just love the subtlety of the colours. I really do. We've lost Eddie for the moment. That's all right. We can keep going. Oh, no, hang on. He's joined.
Can you hear?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, it's not giving me video. Hold on, second go.
What sort of what sort of a phone is it, by the way?
Xperia, Sony Xperia.
Ah, Adam can't turn around and blame Apple then. Good. So yes.
No.
So I've had these since 2005, and the sweets are still in there.
Oh.
Ooh.
15 years they've been fermenting.
Good word for it.
Now, ordinarily, you know, I'd turn around, I'd at least show you what we're talking about. But I think that might be a mistake tonight, somehow. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead and show us what's in the
No. It'll ruin its value.
Open the box! Open the box!
Open the box!
Right, look, tell you what. Shall we do a video thingy? Let's do a little bit of a video thingy. All right.
All right.
A smooth, seamless, basically transfer. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Hearing that reminds me, Adam, you and I need to have a little talk about being able to get the fluid fonts working on Ubuntu or something. We'll have a chat about that at some stage. Eddie is still two little tiny dots orbiting each other, which is nice.
I don't know if it's my internet, but the camera's not working, so I'll try again later. I'll keep trying.
Do you want us to put a bag over our heads just in case?
No, that's look. It's
Do this. I mean,
oh, that's better. I like this. Hang on a second. We can make this even better. There we go. Isn't that... Hi, guys. How you doing? Put your cameras back on, you silly people. Right.
Go and ruin it.
Now, so, because Brian was naughty, I made him watch Timelash. where the sixth Doctor Who, possibly sixth this time round, Chibnall, and his plucky girl assistant, Pippa Gilliam Brown, decide, they don't decide, they get caught in a Contron tunnel, which is nice, and they end up on Carfell, where the Doctor's been before, and they love him to pieces. We've no idea what they're talking about. We, the audience, that is, because the Doctor's never been to Carfell before. It was invented for some bizarre reason. Anyway, there's all sorts of shenanigans going on. Political intrigue with the Malin. And you had Malin Rennis, who, the original Malin, who's the guy in charge. He goes to see the Borad. Seems a bit scared of the Borad, and just as well, because, quite frankly, as you've been listening to this plot summary, you'll be experiencing the same thing that he did. He was aged to death. Then Avon from Blake 7 takes over in a revenge attempt, because, here we go, a little bit of knowledge for you, Bri. Colin Baker appeared in a Series 3 episode of Blake 7 called City at the Edge of Forever as Baben the Berserker. And he gave it his all. He really gave it his all. Which is why, when Paul Darrow was in Timelash, he gave it his all. Yeah, so I'm Brian, please. This was your punishment, apparently. What did you make of Doctor Who and the Timelash?
I am very pleased that we have invented alcohol.
So you are blaming Glenn McCoy, the writer of Timelash, for your current alcoholic milkshake problem.
His alcoholism.
As good as any, I mean,
I see. Righty-ho.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did like how we got the Pertwee nod.
It wasn't so much a nod as a picture.
Very blatant mural.
Taken from a Series 11 publicity photo. I've got no life.
Well, in any case, they destroyed a wall, and there's John Pertwee.
Yes, covering up a mirror. Spoilers. What did you like about this, Brian?
I like the fact that at the end,
it stopped.
It ended.
Okay.
But also that they sent the Borat back to 12th century Scotland.
Right.
Specifically Loch Ness.
Which is wonderful. Except for one slight itty-bitty little bit of continuity problems.
Yeah, they already had that.
The Scarrison is there already. Mind you, that's a punch-up I wouldn't mind seeing. Did you like the makeup on the Borat? Considering put it into context, 1985.
Putting it into context, it was very well done.
Yes, that's the point.
It looked like garbage, but it was very well done.
Okay, fair enough. In context, it was a superb effect back in 1985.
Oh yes. For at the time in the 80s, it was a very good effect.
What do you think of the interaction between Colin and Nicola? Well, the characters, rather.
I'm still at the why is she with him?
Mm-hmm. Yep. This had not gone unnoticed by Colin and Nicola.
Yeah. I mean, why he treats her like crap.
Yes.
She gets put in danger every drop of a hat. She plays a damsel in distress every other day. Why is she with this guy?
Apparently to learn, as we would find out if we carried on and watched the next story. However, we're not going to yet. Yeah, that was noticed by the cast, and they wanted to start doing something. We didn't do Trial of a Time Lord, did we?
No, we have not.
No, you'll notice there is a change in that series. There's a warmth between them. It's almost of equals. It's yeah.
I like Adam's reply. Perry's stuck in an abusive relationship.
Yeah, very much so.
Exactly.
However, and I'm really being a smart-ass tonight, and I do apologise. When Perry first joins, she's rescued from drowning by Turlo. She's taken into the TARDIS, and while she's unconscious or whatever, she obviously has bad dreams. And it's uncomfortable viewing, looking back at it. I didn't realise at the time, I was young. But it's, no, Howard. No, don't Howard. Which is the name of her stepfather. Which makes me wonder if she's gone from one abusive relationship. She thought she'd escaped it, and she had this really nice bloke, who was a bit sarky, but, decent chap, and suddenly she's with this monster.
Yeah.
It's a thought. Did you like the tinsel, love?
No.
Okay. Did you like the robots? The androids? The way they spoke, moved,
I
and
didn't
everything.
realize they were androids at first.
They were. There's
I
also...
could tell from the movements and stuff that, they were overly being robotic.
But again...
They were overacting the robot part.
Again, though, for its time, there hadn't been a robot that did that. And there hadn't been a robot on TV in a TV drama that did that. They tried to... In their head, I'm guessing, they were trying to make it just that bit more realistic. With the movement... I like this. I'm terribly sorry. Eddie keeps trying to do his video, guys, and as a result, the order of us on Discord keeps swapping around. It's a bit dizzy-making. Sorry.
Keep going. Disorder. Chaos.
I will refrain.
Okay. Well, however, they are no Metal Mickey. You're quite right. So
They are not Metal Mickey. They're little tin dogs.
We like the Tin Dog. We've got to record the second part of that Sylvester McCoy World Cup soon. That's going to be fun. Right, so Eddie, Timelash.
Right, where do I start? So I've seen
God.
Timelash a few times now, and I'm still not sure what I watched. The set looked as though, and the costumes, I've never been to the Blitz Club during the New Romantics movement, but it's how I imagine it would have been looked like. It looked like the toilets in the Blitz Club. The special effects, the snake creature, Siobhan, you'll know, what are they called?
The Bandrills.
Yes,
Look,
they look like...
it's easy to remember, okay?
Oh.
All right. Bad mandrels, mad bandrels, you got to have a system. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
It looked like a bad puppetry where we saw the head. Paul Darrow, I love Paul Darrow. I still think, was this filmed at Christmas time? Because, oh my God, he was in full-blown panto villain mode. It was short of, oh no he didn't, oh yes he did, it's behind you. I mean, what was Paul Darrow thinking?
Getting his own back on Colin Baker.
Like I said, I'm not sure. I've watched this a couple of times now, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, have I seen this? And by the time I get to the end, it's like, yeah, I have seen this before. And I think it's like post-distress syndrome, because I think my brain will shut down now and I'll forget I've watched it again until the next time I watch it. It's even down to the picture of Pertwee. Could they have picked a more ugly, horrible, tacky-looking picture of my doctor, Pertwee? That's the doctor I grew up with. And if anything, if I have any sympathy with any character in this story, I probably feel more sympathy towards the Borad than everything else. And I was willing to win. I really would. It's not one of the better episodes. And I think Brian hit the nail on the head. The only saving grace about this episode was it ended. And the next episode has got Daleks in it. So there was at least something to look forward to.
No, there was a second. It was only a 2-episode arc.
Yeah, that's true as well. I have grown to love 6. Trial of the Time Lord is some of my favourite Doctor Who. So I'm not going to spoil that for you, Brian. It's one of my favourites. And Big Finish have done wonders with Colin, but this was just badly written, badly acted. So I don't think I liked it.
Okay.
I'm wearing it. I know I can't. I know I've not got the camera on, but I can assure I'm wearing the camera.
It's all right. I don't like Trial of a Time Lord. It screams all that was wrong about 80s Who to me. I'm afraid. It really does. As for Timelash, It came after the Two Doctors, which was a slight disappointment. And then we had Revelation of the Daleks, which is still one of my favourite Doctor Who stories. The quality back then was like this. It really was. It was... dear. I don't know. Anyway,
It's almost like they wanted it to fail.
Yeah, it does come across like that.
I don't think
Michael
that's...
Caine anything to do with this?
No. No, he wouldn't have had any input on something like that. No, it's all down to the scripts and the way. I genuinely don't know what it was, but sometimes you would get a really good script, and you look at your Kaiser and Designers, your Revelation Daleks, your Earth Shocks,
the
your
80s,
Kinders,
right?
And then each era has its ups and downs, I suppose.
Having to deal with, how many lines of coke the writers were snorting. It was the 80s.
Oh, we were full-blown Al Pacino, I think, if we were on coke.
Mm-hmm.
Say hello to my little friend, absolutely. But
Talking of little friends. Go on.
Yes.
Do speaking.
No, I was going to say 6 it became, over the term, a Doctor that I really enjoyed, but not at this point. Not at this point. There was very little saving grace.
There's a lot of padding in this story, which was written because part 2 was underrunning. So there's an awful lot of TARDIS arguing, because arguments are the easiest thing to write. It's lazy. I've never been one for scripts, for Eric Saywood's script editing. I'm sorry, I haven't. He didn't get Doctor Who. He got action adventure, but he didn't get Doctor Who. Anyway, shall we move on to something that was rather good? Brian?
Yes.
Yeah. The Holy Terror from Big Finish, because that's what we decided to do. We started on the Avengers, or rather I started on the Avengers, got about 3 tracks in, and went, oh, nope, this isn't happening. So, Brian, what did you make of the Holy Terror?
I didn't.
And why is this?
Because Spotify is a crap platform.
Mm-hmm. Shall we clarify a little bit? Big Finish have a page on Spotify where I think the first 50 releases plus a few others are free to listen to. Apparently. As a result, Eddie and I, because I really do not want to spoil it for Brian. I'm hoping he's got. No, I don't want to. It's too good to spoil. That's the point I'm making.
I'm okay with it. Spoil.
We'll do our best not to. I'm sorry, love. Nope. I'm sorry, because you won't be thankful if we do, when you finally listen to it.
Okay.
All right. So the 6th Doctor Who is not very happy because the TARDIS isn't very happy, and that's because Frobisher, the talking penguin, the Whiffadil, or Mesomorph, is currently, he's programmed the TARDIS to create almost sentient fish that he can chase, attack, and kill in the bath. The TARDIS throws a major paddy at this and materialises somewhere. Now, this is a strange place. It's a castle of old, where everybody knows their roles down to that. I ran out of words there, did you notice? The guard captain keeps going with the tradition. He will arrest the former king, or rather the wife of the former king, who's dead. He was a god, but obviously he can't be a god, so he was a false god, so the wife gets arrested, she will be executed. The guard captain, when the new god gets crowned, will attempt an assassination attempt on the god, or the king in this particular instance. However, they found it a lot easier to keep going if they use blanks rather than bullets. And then there's the evil half-brother of the king, who's evil.
There's always an evil half-brother.
Yep. It's it starts off like a rather dark and certainly cliched fairy tale. But where it goes is far darker and far away from the fairy tale, and I don't want to give out any more of the plot. I think it may be Rob Sherman's first. No, maybe not. That might have been Chimes of Midnight. I'm not sure. But Robert Sherman is one of the stars in Big Finish's Crown. He's a successful author in his own right, and a script by him is normally a gem. An absolute gem. I see we've got more viewers in chat. Is Lisa there? Do we have Brig Lover? I shall be asking this. I'm not expecting to see her, but you never know. Right. Eddie, talk to me about the big talking bird.
Right, that's Frobisher. I didn't know Frobisher existed. I think you probably in old Flash and Braids, Frobisher was mentioned. What an amazing character! And again, Brian, this is worth a listen. I'll not go into too much detail what Frobisher is, but it was like
talking penguin.
It's from the comic strip, the Doctor Who magazine comic strip.
It shouldn't work, but boy, does it work. Rob Sherman wrote this.
Yeah, Rob Sherman. Yes.
Right. So if he wrote this, then he was a major influence on things like Black Mirror. He's a major influence on things like New Who. This has got a character in it, and again, I'm really trying not to spoil it, but the ultimate bad guy, villain, threat in this is one of the most menacing, eerie, chilling villains you'll encounter in Doctor Who. And New Who tried, would you say, Siobhan, probably re-exploded it with a certain episode that we're going to probably come across on Wednesday?
Yep. Will be, in a couple of weeks' time, certainly. However, I can fill in a little bit of context for this. Yes, hello, Radox. Basically, Dalek, which is what you're talking about, was based on another Rob Sherman script called Jubilee, which we may give a listen to. Another Colin Baker story about a lone Dalek. And whilst it's different, obviously very different to Dalek itself, Dalek was inspired. Russell T Davies heard this and said, that's the guy I want to bring the Daleks back, because he addressed all the problems people used to take the piss out of the Daleks for. And again, Jubilee was about the nostalgic misremembering of things, if you know what I mean. So, yes, Rob Sherman, absolutely superb. Frobisher,
I was also... I was thinking more... No, sorry, no camera, so I'm kind of...
Please carry on.
It was the fact that the character's looking for somebody, and we have an episode with the Ninth Doctor with a character looking for someone. Again, I don't want to spoil it because Brian, this is an absolute cracker. This could potentially be up there with one of my favourite big finishes.
Nice.
I'll also add something to that. Boys, you've seen The Sound of Drums and Last of the Time Lords, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tennant, Saxon, and all that. The Toclophane. Now, the Toclophane were created originally for Dalek, because at one moment there was a problem with the rights to use the Daleks, and it looked like that it was going to be Doctor Who without the Daleks. So they invented this character called the Toclophane, or Rob Sherman did. And that was what was going to be in Van Statten's vault. This ancient enemy of Gallifrey, which, you know, as we found out in Last of the Time Lords, that's the Toclophane. That makes no sense. Or rather, Sound of Drums. You know, it makes no sense. It's a legend. They're not supposed to be real. So you can draw a line from the Holy Terror to the Toclophane, I think. And I don't want to say more. Personality-wise, let's just say personality-wise. Yeah. This is a very difficult review.
Because I spent £3 in this, and it's the best £3 I think I've spent ever.
More so than on a baseball cap.
Sorry?
More so than on a baseball cap.
Ooh.
Oh, but that's a different category. Okay, I'll specify it. It's the best £3 I've spent on an audio. Not the baseball caps. Baseball caps are a separate thing. That's an addiction. I can't help that. But
You can if you want
say,
to.
Oh, I can't. I can't, and I won't. But it's the fact that never quit anything. It's the fact that Sam Kiley is one of the key actors in this, and that's the guy who plays the comedy Nazi in Hello Hello.
Glop.
I couldn't believe when I read the cast.
His wife was actually the Queen. Played the Queen. She used to be in the Bill. She was remarkable in the Bill. She was bloody brilliant.
Is that June, the one with the blonde hair?
Dark hair. Not June Ackland. No, an inspector came in later. Female inspector. Can't remember the character's name. She used to like smoking cheroots. Bit butch.
But Sam Kelly plays one of the most chilling things I think I've heard in Doctor Who, and seriously, it's after listening to this, the one Doctor last week and a few weeks ago we did the Scorched Earth. I'll go as far as to say 6, and he's in the initial tenure not well handled with Big Finish. Potentially my favourite Big Finish Doctor. I mean, he's not had a bad step yet. So, Till Sawbones Hex, fantastic stuff. Seriously, I'm really enthused about this one, and I was really wanting to come on tonight to talk about this, because this is my favourite Big Finish by a long shot.
That's why we didn't want to spoil it for you, love. It was because of that. And that was Doctor Who.
It's embarrassing. I'm all naked here.
I love that. I'm sorry, I do.
Damn it all, Frayling, I want that girl found.
Oh, shit. We've gone on to the R101 all of a sudden. Thanks to Spotify.
Devil may care.
Storm Warning Part 1, Track 5. Why does that come after the last track on the Holy Terror?
Yep.
That makes no sense.
A ship platform.
It makes no sense. I'm now very confused.
Now you see what I was talking about. It's a crap platform.
Oh, it's the fact that if you use a free, it plays in random. So for Big Finish, it just doesn't work unless you subscribe to Spotify.
Yeah.
If I download the Big Finish from the site, I stream them from using the computer onto the Xbox, the media center on there. But there's something, I don't know what, it's metadata or it's something else. I'll get about the first 10 tracks in order. Then it goes back to the start, and you'll then get 3 track 1s, 3 track 2s, 3 track 3s. And the first 2 you can play, the third you can't play at all. And so you've got to sit there waiting for the track to end so you can just jump 2 more to get the next one. It's ludicrous. I blame Madge Arwell, Adam. I'm sorry, but I do. It's the law.
I usually play them in iTunes.
Anyway, we did other stuff, didn't we?
We did.
We did. I think I got it right this time. We watched The Prisoner, and we're on to Living in Harmony.
All right. Are you certain about this one?
Sorry, say again, please.
Are you certain about this one?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All right. Basically, a sheriff resigns.
Was Pat wearing a nice hat in this one?
It was a very nice hat. I approved of this hat.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. We're fine then. We're on the right one.
It wasn't the best hat in that particular episode, though.
No,
not by a long chalk.
No.
Basically, the sheriff resigns, and on his way home, he gets kidnapped and taken to a little town, which looks suspiciously like North Wales, and as indeed does most of the countryside, where the judge wants him to come and work for him as the town's sheriff. Well, this guy doesn't want anything to do with it and won't even wear a gun. Turns out it is a ploy, obviously, by number 2, and indeed the character who will be known as number 48. I think. It's all an illusion, it's all created in the prisoner's mind, but the thing is, it's almost like they've linked minds together for this illusion, because some of them don't come out of it very well. It goes a bit wrong, quite frankly. This was a lovely change of pace for The Prisoner. It suffers from the usual British thing of trying to do a Western and not doing it very well. And I've forgotten what else I was going to say. There was something else. It'll come to me. Anyway, let's go over to Brian, who's sitting there.
Hello.
Hello, dear. Would you like to do talking? Go on. Talk. Talk to the nice boys and girls about The Prisoner.
I actually like this. This was like a very early introduction of virtual reality.
Yes.
Of virtual reality used for interrogation, and that was a brand new concept back then. I mean, this was way the hell out there. They had him up on drugs. He was listening in. They were talking to him, except the one guy who never talks. The creepy hat-wearing guy.
The kid. Number 8.
The kid. He was really creepy.
Wasn't he just? I do suspect that the actual actor...
The reveal either. He was creepy.
I suspect that the actor involved couldn't actually...
approximate a Western accent.
An American accent, because whilst he's the kid, he doesn't talk. And that just reinforces his performance, if I'm honest with you. Makes it even more creepy.
Yeah. As creepifying goes, this one, that guy took the cake. Even after the reveal, where he's still pretty much the kid.
Like I say, it goes very wrong. Very wrong indeed.
It goes sideways real fast on number 2, which is why I'm still going to go with number 6 is running the show.
You still think so? You didn't even give Eddie a chance to ask.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That will be remembered. My camera's not working, and now Brian's jumping the line.
Yeah.
Let's rewind. We can edit it out later, right? Okay.
All right. Okay. Good. Ask the question.
Go ahead.
Ask the question, Eddie.
Right, Brian, who's number 1?
Yeah.
Number 6 is running the town. No doubt about it. No matter what they do, he's running the town.
Do you think he's secretly in on the whole thing and running the town and testing them?
No.
Or is he just too good for them?
He's running the town in spite of them. They're throwing everything they have at him. And he's just, every week, one after another, taking down number 2s.
Okay. Interesting theory. Next week...
He's consistent.
Next week, because I've got it right, and I've already described the plot last week to next week's Prisoner, it's Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling.
No,
however,
that was last week.
Fuck off. No, it wasn't.
Was last week.
Don't you start.
That was last week.
Oh, you actually... Shit, you're right.
No,
it's the girl who was deaf. Fuck you. It was the girl who was deaf.
We can watch it again if you want. I mean, it's a good episode. We can...
Get the description right eventually.
Oh, you can edit that out, can't you, Douglas? Oh, dear.
He's
half in the bag. What's your excuse?
Siobhan is getting all the right episodes, but not necessarily in the right
order.
Yes.
Just call me Mr. Preview. Right. Eddie, talk to us about this episode, please.
Right. For this one, I'm going to go slightly away from you guys because it's not one of my favourites, right? Because I don't do Westerns. I never have liked Westerns. I was brought up in a household with a high chaparral and all that nonsense was constantly on TV. I hate Westerns. So off the back of this, then we've got... It's brave. It's the whole thing around that it's... Take everything, put it in a Western situation, and it's ahead of its time in terms of the whole opening is changed to fit the Western scenario. It's really, really clever for its time. But as I said last week, for me, for it to be quintessential, The Prisoner, there's two key factors have to feature. It needs Magoon, which this one did, but it also needs the village, Port Miriam. Port Miriam is one of the major characters. Take that away, for me, it doesn't feel like The Prisoner. And if you look at the background for this one, Patrick was still away doing Ice Station Zebra, which was on BBC Two this afternoon, which I've recorded, so I'm going to go back and rewatch it.
Right.
So that was on TV today.
Excellent.
He gave up the reins to David Tomblin and David Darkoff, and it was he left it to them to say, right, fine, we need a filler episode. He only planned The Prisoner to be 7 episodes. Lou Grade wanted them to do 26. They ended up doing 17. So this is I'm going to have to go away. You guys invent something. Oh, and by the way, and he admitted this in a 1977 interview that he gave. It was, I fancy doing a Western. So make this episode a Western. How they came about it was clever. But again, for me, if you miss Port Merion, the village doesn't feature in an episode. It just doesn't feel like The Prisoner. But that said, by the time we get back to the end, it's kind of turned around. The kid is a great character. Number 8 or number 48, but I'll say no more on that. And the whole concept of the judge being number 2, 6 being the sheriff, and the whole thing being a microcosm for the entire series, it's quite cleverly done. But nah, not for me. And the whole thing around this one as well, Patrick's in it. But you'll probably, if you rewatch it, you'll find a lot of the shots are from the back, a lot of the fight scenes, it's quite obviously it's not Magoon. He was still away. So this is it's a Patrick Light episode. But it does keep with his ethos, because Magoon, if stories are to be believed, turned down Bond because he didn't like the sexism, he didn't like the use of guns. He was totally anti-gun. And that kind of features very heavily in this episode. And an interesting tidbit on this one was when it was originally shown, it wasn't shown in the States. The States, when they first watched The Prisoner, had 16 episodes, not 17. This one was taken off. And they claimed at the time it was taken off because of the references to mind-altering drugs. Wasn't that featured in practically every episode of The Prisoner, including this one? Yeah. It was then came out later. It was the anti-gun stance and the refusal to use the gun and the NRA. So Brian, this episode when it was first shown wasn't shown in the States for that very reason.
Picard, his face palmed.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, if you really want a good McGowan thing, he did work for Disney at one point in time.
He sold his soul.
Sold the soul in 1969, I want to say.
What did he do?
Be in a Disney story called The Scarecrow of Romney Marsh.
Ah, that's what you linked through.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. From my childhood, when I had to be like 4 when I first saw it at Disney World, I have loved this story. The entire thing. The entire series, it's like 5 episodes. Okay. It's beautiful.
All right.
Takes place during the Revolutionary War, only they're on the coast of Dover. So you get to see everything that's going on in England at that time.
That is a very different point of view to take from anyone, to be honest with you. Whether it was British or American, we never see that side of it.
You get the naval pickets. You get the pressmen, the press gangs.
Uh-huh.
You get the military pretty much running the show and considering everyone peasants.
Mrs. King should be there.
Oh, yeah, he's in there.
No, Mrs. King.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Scarecrow?
Scarecrow.
Mrs. King.
Dr. Sin. If you're familiar with.
No, that's on my viewing list. As you know, I'm partial to a bit of Patrick McGowan, and I don't think I've watched it. So thank you, Brian. That'll be watched this week. No problem.
I love this. It had everything, little Brian could have hoped for at the time, because I was big Batman and whatever. But, yeah, this was Disney doing superheroes.
And not Condor Man.
And what's it
And
called
not
again?
Condor Man,
What,
thank
what
God.
is it called again, so people can
The
know?
Scarecrow of Romney Marsh.
And where can they find it?
It's on YouTube.
There we go. Easily enough to find then.
There's an entire movie. It's about an hour and a half long, but it's broken into 5 episodes. And they have documentaries about it.
Is the film an amalgam of the series, or is it a standalone?
I want to say it's an amalgamation of the series, but there are parts they cut out.
Sounds a bit like
So
Twin
if you
Peaks or
watch the
Quatermass.
series, you get a little bit more, not a lot though.
Okay.
I'm going to go for the series. I'll watch the series.
Yeah.
Watch them both.
Scarecrow of Romney Marsh. Fair enough. Nice call, Brian.
Thank you.
Next week.
Cheers, Brian.
Oh no, we got no. I got a shout out to do. Right. During the week, or during one of the Star Trek Online streams, because I've counted up yesterday, and apparently I'm streaming every single night now. So if I'll let you know in a second, I'm gonna have to write down the schedule or something. But I had somebody from Spain come in, big Doctor Who fan, even though I was doing a Star Trek thing, asking me lots of questions. By sheer coincidence, yesterday, somebody either retweeted or liked, and it came up on my Twitter feed, about a Spanish Doctor Who podcast. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give it a shout out on the Blade, but also I'm going to keep the details here in case that particular viewer comes back in, and I can say, there you go, Spanish Doctor Who podcast for you. So it's called, and I do apologise, A Mano de Omega. And
See?
It's easy for you to say.
it's under Apple Podcasts and Spotify. A Mano de Omega. Classic DW podcast, apparently. And it looks like they're having a Katie Manning interview coming up soon, before her eye problems. Recorded, obviously, through Zoom. So, yeah, give that one a shot. Especially if you speak Spanish. I don't know if I haven't had a chance to listen yet. I don't know if it's a Spanish podcast or a Spanish podcast in English. I'm hoping it's a Spanish podcast, quite frankly. But yes, I said I'd give a shout out for that and keep the details. So there we go.
See, before we go as well, Siobhan, just in case she watches the playback, so the Brig Lover isn't here tonight because she's having a landmark birthday. I believe it's her 21st.
Again, yes, you're quite right. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brig Lover
So
is one of our
happy
regulars.
birthday, Brig Lover.
Yes, happy birthday, dear.
Hope you're having a great one.
I was going to get us all to sing happy birthday and then realised what a bad thing that would be.
No, don't
Yeah,
reflect that.
no, we don't want. We don't want
That's
to do
a
that.
bad
we,
thing.
We like her.
Yeah. So, I'm hopefully I'll meet her and her bloke down at the capital at the start of October, providing it all happens. He does a brilliant Nick Courtney cosplay.
Nice.
He did the Brigadier last time round, and it's uncanny. In certain profile shots, it's a bit like Bradley, certain profile shots and whatever, it's dead spit. Apparently this year he's coming as the brigade leader, which I'm sure would not lead anybody to play a bit of a practical joke on him. Moving on. Next week we're looking at Time Flight. Thanks, Adam. You utter git.
Thanks, Adam.
However,
After I fixed your character too.
yeah, we'll come to that in a second, Brian. Thank you for reminding me. So what we're going to do...
We will meet one day, Adam. We will meet one day, and I will not forget this. But carry on, Siobhan.
Hooverville, love. He'll be at Hooverville.
Good to know.
You can take him, trust me.
I just
Brian
can't
Sideburns
escape the
back.
country.
Right. So we're going to hand it over to chat, even though it's Time Flight. We know next week's one. What about the week after? What Doctor Who story should we watch? Make sure it's existing and we can actually watch it. But and obviously we haven't done it before. So if you want to think about that and pop your replies in chat, we're also going to be looking at The Girl Who Was Death from The Prisoner. And I have no idea about Big Finish at the moment. We haven't done the Gunfighters yet. That was going to be a live reaction video, but we decided instead to go and do new series. Yeah, do you want to do the Gunfighters? We've gone from one Western, we'll go to another.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Gunfighters. We'll do. That's not next Sunday. That's going to be the Sunday after. I noticed Adam's current. It's a great soundtrack. It's amazing. You see, we were going to have a drinking game about that soundtrack, but tell you what, Brian, when you get round to watching it, you got to do time flight first. Good luck. When you get round to every time,
Shakes, that's all.
every time someone sings, have a drink.
I am starting to think Adam doesn't like me, because what did I just
You're
say
ready,
through
buddy?
that episode? I said I don't like Westerns. I do not like Westerns. Thank you, Adam.
But Hartnell's on fire in this one.
Oh, good. So there's
Mr.
a bit of,
Werp.
okay, fine.
It's Mr. Werp. It worries me that he's actually.
We're just going to start this now. I'm going to be ready.
Okay, that's good. As for Big Finish, I don't know what's going to drop this week. They do have one episode available of the new Peter Davison box set. However, no, we're not going to do Star Cops. I don't like Star Cops. It's that simple. My show, my rules. So, yeah, we might do that Davison episode if the whole thing doesn't drop down. If not, trouble is Brian has trouble accessing, so I'll see what I can find. Yeah, Prejudice, my show. See? This is the trouble. At Staggering Stories, you have a democracy. How many times have I told you that's not going to work?
I'm just
Brian,
waiting for Adam to
who's
go,
number one?
I'm being repressed.
In terms of this podcast, we know who number one is. Eh, Brian? We know who number
yeah.
one is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And we get treated like number two. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, that's very true. My co-hosts have been replaced very often. I was being nice, cleaning up what you said, considering you asked us last night in the RPG not to swear so much. What happened in the RPG last night, Brian?
Well,
Hello, Mosh.
it's mostly an exposition episode.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was. Until you murdered 2 federal agents.
Oops.
Just saying, and there might be consequences.
No, because they're either dead or they've been replaced.
Just saying.
They're on the list.
They are on the list.
I'm desperately trying to find a way of linking that to Dad's Army, and I can't find the joke. It's a shame, but there we go. There's a joke
list.
there somewhere.
And I'll write your name on it.
What is your name? Don't tell him, Pike. There we go. We got there. Thank you, Brian.
Okay.
That's enough of that nonsense, Russian. Okay. Right. So, exposition. I killed a couple of people. Oops.
You ran into the seer.
Yes, the seer, which was actually House.
And he showed you a vision of some sort that included the 4 of you.
There were possibilities shown.
Yes.
Yes, and basically it's
And you
just
came up
filling
with
in
a
some
decisive
stuff.
plan.
Well, I wanted to fly to England.
Yeah.
I forgot we had a teleporter on the team. As it was, we got told, oh, Brian's frozen. That is really an unfortunate picture for Brian to freeze in. Oh, dear.
Oh, no, he's back. He's back.
It's sort of back. Oh, there he is.
No, I am frozen bad on the... Oh, there I am.
That is You
Okay.
could make a cut out of that and put a little hole where the
Wow.
mouth is and throw ping pong balls. Anyway. Yeah, so that's up on YouTube. Bibble Thruster is the YouTube account. Bibble Thruster, spelt like it sounds. And so, I mentioned that it seems that I'm now streaming 7 days a week. So, I'm not quite sure how this happened. It hasn't been intentional.
COVID boredom.
So, tomorrow evening and Tuesday evening, Star Trek Online. I'll be playing Star Trek Online and chatting to people and whatever. Wednesday evening, 10:30 UK time, 5:30 Eastern. because Brian. We're carrying on with our live reactions, and this one is going to be Aliens of London. That's going to be fun. That is going to be fun. Thursday and Friday, unless I'm recording for the UFO cast on the Friday, but there'll be more Star Trek Online. Saturday's the RPG. That's 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then next Sunday is the Flashing Blade. Jesus God, I'm going to have to write this down somewhere so people can just look, quite frankly. But yeah, there's lots of stuff coming up. And I honestly can't think of anything more to say about anything, if I'm honest with you, except to thank Jess yet again for my wonderful, beautiful scarf. It's so I'm looking at it in the camera picture. Looking down at it isn't doing it justice. Looking at it like that with the light shining on it, that really does. It's a beautiful scarf. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. So there we go. You now know what's coming up, and if somebody could sort of let me know, because I'm losing track of it. Shall we say goodbye? Goodbye. We don't have to, you know. We can carry on forever and ever and ever. I have
a question for
yes,
everyone in chat.
Yes, please do.
For the RPG.
Yes.
What do you think of it? Who should we choose?
Fuck off, Brian.
Together? Should be Auntie and Ghost Thrasher.
And Spanky.
Played by Spanky. Justine Constantine, played by Jess in Ghost Thrasher.
Which is a Mrs. Robinson.
Get, like, Adam for some weird kind of metaphysical stuff?
Who basically do you want Brian to make roleplay having sex?
Oh!
No, that came out wrong. Who do you want Brian to make roleplay sex? There we go. Yeah, something like that.
We're just going to let, nature take its course.
However, I can absolutely guarantee you it ain't happening with me.
Love is in the air.
It's not happening. It's not happening. I hate you, Brian. I just need you to know this. Boys and girls.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
Right. Come on. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye.
I will have my revenge. Oh, yes.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Hearts? Hang on a second. We're not going anywhere. The stream is going to continue for a second. Hang on. Ooh. Hang on. Hearts! I am absolutely certain Hearts is the person who came into the stream whilst I was playing Star Trek Online. And asked me a lot of questions about Doctor Who. There's the goat noise. It's important. Hearts, did you hear what I was saying about the Spanish Doctor Who podcaster? I'm now going to wait and see.
What?
Yes.
What noise?
A goat. Yes. Did you? Were you here? You haven't. This is brilliant. Look at this. Hang on. We can do a thing here. Copy link address into Twitch chat because I'm allowed. All right. A Spanish Doctor Who podcast. There you go, love. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple stuff and things. But yes, please enjoy it. We're going away now. Bye-bye.